we'll have this discussion.
Discussion? What discussion?
This is a discussion combustion.
Coming to you from Denver, Colorado, this is Discussion Combustion Podcast with your hosts, Kevin Batstone and Arthur Raw.
We're back, episode 262. It's been an interesting few weeks, but we're here. We're ready to have some fun. We got two new lads on the couch tonight. Guys, thanks for coming down and hanging out. The founders of, is it Humble and Hungry clothing line? All right. Yes, and we're going to make sure to include all of their socials and any links down in the show notes down below so you can get in touch. But right now we're diving into it. Welcome.
Thank you. Welcome in, gentlemen. Yeah, so I met Marquise. I met you on the elevator in the building. All of our listeners, I've met we've had 6 guests from 4550 on this podcast because I'm always meeting people on the elevator and stuff. Oh, okay. And he had on some fresh clothes, and he was matching the shoes too. And I was like, okay, I see how he's doing it. He's like, I made this, and so that's kind of how this introduction started. But how long have y'all been doing the clothing company?
Since 2021.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so coming up on 3 years?
Yes, it's 3 years, May 25th.
Okay.
And so what was kind of the, the drive and the inspiration behind the line and how you guys got involved and started with it?
Well, honestly, bro came to me with an idea, you know what I'm saying? And he really had it mapped out, and he told me that that's what he wanted to do. Mm-hmm. And it had so much power in it, you know what I'm saying? Because it came from where we from and our past, and it came from everything. So, you know what I'm saying? That's my brother. So, you know what I'm saying? We was just
Nice. That's kind of similar to how we got started.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Because you brought it up to me, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, I twisted your arm for a bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, when there's a good idea out there and you got the right crew, it's like, let's do this.
Yeah, it did take a while. I didn't jump on immediately. It was a couple months. Was it the same on your end?
I was on, but I wasn't on how he was wanting me to really take it. You know. So I was like, bro, I'm doing this, and he bro, just pay attention to what I'm telling you, you know. And then I started really listening. And, you know what I'm saying? It just started getting deeper and deeper.
Nice. And so it was your idea originally.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what led you into clothing, fashion, or would you consider yourself a fashionista? A fashion expert?
At this point, yeah, just because there's so much to fashion and material, but really just wanting something different for myself. I was just sticking to the 9 to 5, and it was COVID, and I was just trying to really find an outlet, and it just kind of sparked, started with some plain shirts, and everybody just wanted them, so just kept producing.
Nice.
Yeah.
How did the marketing kick off? How did you get it in front of people? Obviously, it was during a time where everyone was home. People were indoors a lot, so it was easy to get in touch.
Home.
You guys were out marketing.
We wasn't home. We was out marketing.
So it wasn't much of a social media push. It was knocking doors and bumping into people.
Music videos. We was all our you feel me? All our peoples and friends. I was at a point giving shirts away just because I knew what was going on that day. And everybody have it on, this video finna get however many views, but that's promo.
Yep.
So pounding the pavement.
And that's what we was doing for every video. Everybody kind of rap, everybody kind of do their own thing, videographers, and so we'll try to show up and had the merch on. I kind of just start having it on every day for real. It almost became my wardrobe, even though I got other stuff.
Yeah. I mean, when you are pushing a business, we have stickers as our business cards, and then because everyone loves a sticker.
Yeah.
And so one of my things that I'll do for promotion is if I'm having a good conversation with somebody, I'll be hey, well, that was really nice or considerate. I'm you earned a sticker. And people get excited about that. They're a sticker, I earned one. I'm yeah, it's a podcast sticker, but here you go. Yeah. And it does kind of create a conversation though. And like I said at the beginning of this episode already, that's how I met you originally. Was okay, I see it was looking good. So how many music videos have y'all not necessarily given articles of clothing to, but Is this something, do you like work doing a lot of music video shoots, or like how did you get involved in all that?
He's a rapper. I don't know why he ain't trying to make it seem like he don't rap.
Okay.
He's a rapper.
Yeah, I make music.
And everybody that like we grew up with like kind of got that sway, and they got like their own little rhythm. So
Okay.
it was just like they was pushing that rap stuff. I mean, I'm not a rapper at all, so I was just like, you know, it just kind of like puzzled it. Like it just came together, if that makes sense. You know? Yeah.
Everything was lined. So what kind of do you like rap or hip hop? Is that considered the same thing, I guess? Or hip hop's more like old school, right?
Rap is more like old school.
Okay.
I feel like it's not rap now. So
Okay.
I feel like rap is more like the old school. But I make music, you know what I'm saying? Like hip hop. I don't really sing, so I'm not gonna say R&B, but you know. But yeah. I don't really like know how to like categorize my music.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying, I make a lot of stuff. I want to make more stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying, I want to get into Spanish. Like, I want to do some crazy stuff.
¿Tú hablas español? No?
No habla español. Poquito.
Yeah, I'm the same. I've just been studying for a little bit of time, so I've been learning.
I was wondering if you were going to bust that question out. We've been studying Espanol over here.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
I have a Latin girlfriend though, so like it's only like paying them respect, right?
Yeah,
Like,
nah, facts.
Gotta learn.
you're gonna learn English, like I'm gonna sit here and not try to learn your language.
Yeah.
That would be ignorant. So,
Nah, for real.
so, you know, I try to get into that. I actually used to make music too, and I still freestyle from time to time. And I got a mic on my chest, like that is an expression of like emotion for me. That's what like rapping is to me. Yeah. But podcasting kind of scratched that same itch, because for music, I wanted to have a positive message that I could reach, you know, millions of people with, and like kind of try to help people. And I like looked at music and writing lyrics as that outlet.
Yeah.
And kind of podcasting has been the same thing, because we're like freestyling this conversation, right?
Facts.
And we can like have a meaning behind it, or like a positive message embedded, and it could reach the world. So I still have that urge to kind of make music, and I always am like, it's like still there, but I'm not doing it. Even though the scratch is the same itch, it's not the same as music. So how long have you been into that for? Like, how long have you been?
Honestly, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got a friend, like, from, like, 3rd grade, like, and low-key, like, as soon as we was able to make music, like, we was making music, so, like middle school, into high school, but we wasn't taking it serious, you know what I'm saying? But,
Yeah.
But everybody was still around, everybody liked it, you know what I'm saying? It was one of the moments where it was, like, the lunchroom table, everybody surrounding it, we was freestyling all the time, like, we had that, like, all the time. And then my bro, that I had from like 3rd grade, like he had a studio. Like he was the only like young person I knew with a studio, like his own. He'd been recording himself since like 6th, 7th grade. Like he the only person I know really been doing that. So like I used to just go to his house, we'll record stuff, and you know what I'm saying. And then it just
Y'all making your own? You were making your own beats too, or?
Nah, I didn't even get that far.
Okay.
I ain't gonna lie, I didn't.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough when you're trying to like, and then the mixing and mastering.
See. Man.
Like, that is worth paying for sometimes.
Yeah.
You'll spend forever.
There's good equipment, though, on the market now that I feel like wasn't around even 10 years ago, where these folks can make these incredible beats, you know, mix and master, so to speak, and then you see these overnight, you know, rock stars almost anymore. I feel like we see that more now than we saw. Like, the music industry's changed a bit with these overnight songs that go viral on a TikTok video or something like that. Next thing you know, you got sponsors lining up trying to get their product in front of people.
Yeah,
you know, that's where I feel like the music industry has changed a little bit on the online side.
Yeah. It's all different, because I used to like just burn CDs and
remember
trying to like sell them, and like they weren't even professional. I just like had like my handwritten like.
I still have
Signature.
Yeah, it's like you know, if I get big, like you'll be happy you had the handwritten one. But like that didn't happen. That didn't happen quite like how I had thought it would. But
Man.
drugs took a hold of me. That was the problem. That's what got me out of
booze for me.
out of making music like I should have. Is I was getting caught up like taking opiates and shit and going down that fucking road.
Yeah.
That was a long road.
Yeah.
That was a long road. But we're doing better now.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
The dark arts are lingering.
They're
Constantly trying to get us for sure.
They are. They're everywhere.
Got to stay creative. But that's cool. I like what you guys do. So 2021, did you trademark the brand? Did you copyright it? Like, what did that look like, kind of like forming it into a business?
Well, Yeah, we actually trademarked it. It took like a year for me to actually get the everything actually like rolling, you know, because for the longest it was like a trend for a little second, and then like it would have died down, you know, and then they'll ask for like different colors, and I wasn't like fully invested into it. So I just feel like once I got like consistency, when everybody like constantly hitting me up, bro, start hitting me up like, I need these shirts, like that's when like it like got serious for me, you know. It's like, okay, now we gotta put everything in order, so can't nobody like try to take nothing that we came up with, because it came from like when we was younger, you know.
Yeah.
So it's just like had to just like cross my I's and dot my T's, whatever that saying is. Yeah.
It adds up.
Yeah.
It really does add up. Like even just moving into this space, like we had to pay Aurora like a business price to be able to have a business in Aurora. Like we didn't have to pay that when we were in DTC.
Right.
And then all of a sudden we move here, and then you're paying this, and then you're paying for the trademark stuff, and then you're paying to produce everything. Like it adds up real quick. Like,
It has to be done, though.
Yeah.
You know, especially when you have, like, intellectual property out there, like designs, trademark names, because there's somebody out there lurking that wants to come in and swoop in on someone else's work.
Man,
Every time.
Every time.
Always. There's always somebody watching.
Every
Maybe I'll
time.
show
Can't
y'all.
wait for you to slip.
Looking for an easy way in, you know?
Definitely.
Yeah. There's always people lurking out there. Even, you know, we had to kind of be careful with our shit, you know, that people weren't trying to steal intellectual property or whatever. I mean, opinions are opinions, but there's always someone out there trying to pull some wool over someone's eyes and take their ideas and say it's theirs. It's a dog-eat-dog world.
Man, and they be trying to eat. For
So
sure.
how do y'all like push through like all of that?
So we came up with, we call it the CQC, and that is being consistent. So we're like dropping weekly.
Yeah.
We have good quality. Like we bought decent cameras, got decent mics, decent equipment, and then the content is the last C, and that's having great guests on, being well versed ourselves, and like being willing to put it out. So as long as we were being consistent, we had good quality and we had good content. If we did that every week, we feel like that is going to help propel things, right?
Yeah.
And as long as we stick to that, then it didn't matter if somebody was hating on us, or like if we didn't get the viewership that we wanted that week, because we knew we were still checking like the boxes that we
Needed.
that we set for ourselves.
Okay.
Yeah, because it kind of started off just, you know, a couple of guys drinking beer and goofing off and not knowing shit about shit, and we really don't know much more than we did then. But
Now we don't know piss from dick.
Piss from dick. Yeah, just don't know shit about anything. We're just a couple of yahoos sitting here. But then it became like, okay, let's get the community involved and some entrepreneurs and get, you know, musicians and kind of starting to shape that a little bit more. And I don't want to say give back, but give people a platform to be heard and come promote their stuff and network that way, because networking is so big, you know, these days. I mean, there's a lot of social media stuff, which I'm not a huge fan of. I'm kind of old school. You know, I like shaking hands and meeting people and sitting down and getting to know the nuts and bolts of why people do what they do. So that's kind of what it turned into now. And then who knows where it goes from here, you know?
That's the exciting thing.
It's only up from here.
Yeah.
Only up.
You know, keep showing up. So what's like, y'all were in Vegas recently.
Yeah.
Now, did y'all kind of party it up out there too, or keep it strictly business?
What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Yeah.
You know that. We was turned up though after the little event. Yeah, definitely. We enjoyed ourselves. Yeah.
Was it like an expo, like a trade expo for a bunch of vendors and whatnot coming in?
Well, really, like the last person who like introduced this like to the media platform, actually moved to Vegas. So he like, I don't know. It's like he has like, you know, the idea of making Vegas like the walkway for Colorado, if that makes sense. So it's like the connections, and he just don't have like the people with the talent and the consistency from Colorado to go out there. So like we just been like locked in since like, what was it, last year, bro? Since the first interview, and he's just like, bro, like, I believe in y'all vision. I see like where this is going. So it's just been that really like.
Okay. No, I mean that builds momentum.
It does.
Yeah.
And like having the team and working with people, because that's kind of like one thing where I fucked up when I was making music, is I really was trying to do it by myself, right?
Yeah.
Like I was trying to make my own beats. I was, you know, I felt like I was doing good lyrically, but like I was mixing and mastering all my own shit. Like, and it ends up being a lot to like handle all that and continue to keep things moving. I feel like that's kind of where I dropped the ball, is I probably didn't get enough people involved.
Yeah.
And it helps having a business partner with the podcast. Like, if it wasn't for Kev, and like we lean on each other all the time. And how long did y'all know each other before you started the clothing company?
He been for real, like, since 2011. It's been a long time, like, long time, for real. Like, the brand really came from, like, the neighborhood that we grew up in.
Okay.
So, like, to specify everything, it was just, like, we wasn't trying to be, like, easily misled into, like, the gang culture, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just,
because that's a trap within itself.
Yeah, it's
like
always,
then like that's your lifestyle, and that's like where you're at.
Literally,
and it's hard to get out of there.
So hard.
Mm-hmm.
But so like yeah, we was just like, we went to Smiley together, so like we've been knowing each other since we was little. And yeah, it was like, well, 5 of us. It started with 5 of us. And like, I don't know. I just feel like who we was, and at the time, like, you know, when you're in high school, you're going to parties, and you know, like, you just getting your name out there. And he was rapping then, so it was like he always been a popular one. So you know, just like we all had to do some time, and like we. Like, honestly, just like, well, there's one still in jail, but like we haven't been out since. Like, we all like went to jail back in like 2014-ish. So that's really what it came from, like turning pain into positivity. They think that you're not really capable of changing. They think you gonna be the same person, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah.
And a lot of people want to see you stay
like
low.
Person.
Yeah.
Yes.
They want to see you stay low.
They want to see the elevation.
Yeah, they don't want to see you turn it around and make positive changes. See it all the time. People, you know, they want, what is it? Misery loves company. They want to pull you down to the floor so they can stand taller.
Yeah, exactly.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate, but it's important to have good people around you, for sure. Like, going into business with somebody, I mean, like you said, 2011, if not longer, you guys know each other. Art and I know each other since 2009. You got to be around people you can trust, for sure, before you go into business. It's hard to trust people, like we were saying. Everyone's trying to pull some wool over someone's eyes and get a fast one. So you got to have a good crew around you.
Yeah, definitely.
And I like to break. Okay, so it's fun to break the stereotypes that society creates, but a lot of those stereotypes, like, are they even real? You know, and like, why do they exist? So, just for an example, like coming out of like an opiate addiction, like people like, oh, like your sex drive is going to be low, or like this and that, and people like say all this negative shit that makes it like impossible for your mentality to see the right way out of it.
Yeah.
But like coming out of it like 3 years off, now I'm like, I wouldn't want one if someone had it right in front of me. I actually like was at a junkyard one time, like getting some parts, and I had to like pull up the seat to get into the trunk and like do a couple things. And when I pulled this seat up, there was like some needles underneath there, and there was definitely like a one of the fast release like 20 milligram oxys. Like I recognized that pill immediately.
Yeah.
And I saw it there, and I was like, oh fuck you, like that, because that thing took a lot out of my life, like that fucking substance, and I like just destroyed it. I turned it to powder, and that felt good. But it's like, you know, with the being incarcerated thing, like a lot of people think if you've like been in the system, then, you know, you're fitting this certain profile and you can't make it out into another way, and you can't do other things, and that's not necessarily true.
Yeah.
You know, and so to like break that mold and like break what other people think is powerful, and to be able to like share that story.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Always gonna have haters, for sure.
Man.
Yeah.
They're always out there. The haters are the motivators. I mean, it depends how you want to look at it. I mean, do you feel like it's like inspiring to try to prove people wrong and be like, fuck you?
Yeah, like kind of like at this point, it's just like, now that like the business is actually, I feel like, established, you know, like we got the acknowledgement. It's just like close friends are starting to like hate, you know.
Yep.
And it's always been open arms. So it's just like the fact that they're not here today after the first interview is like, you know, it just goes to show that they never really was really your friend. You know, how can somebody care about you and want you to be at an all-time low they want you to be without? You know, it's just crazy.
It really is, man. There's a lot of it out there, a lot of toxicity.
Yeah.
You know, and it's hard when you're trying to succeed and you're chasing something. People are either going to bring you down or they're going to run in that same direction. You know, and that's the biggest thing is deciding who you want to spend your time with and who you want to have around.
Yeah.
You know,
Because that matters.
It does. No, it really does. The older I get, the more I learn that. You know, I don't have like room for new friends. You know, people are always trying to. It's like, man, my plate's pretty full. You know, it just is.
Yeah.
You know, you got to pick and choose who you want to spend your time with.
It's true. And like I know I've mentioned it a lot on the podcast, but like the chop and block policy, like I feel like anyone is susceptible to being on my chopping block, and I'm just like standing here with the cleaver at all times. Like I'll drop this motherfucker if like things are not working out, because that's the thing is like because you got to hit the bottoms in order to like really start seeing how good things can be, because like you don't really know until like you've been in a shitty spot. But once you start coming out of that and you're making momentum, people hate on that, and they think they don't want to see it sustained. Like they want to see you fail. Yeah. But then also once you start flapping your wings, like sure, other people might be trying to fly, but maybe they just don't have like that strength that you got when you're doing it. And you just will leave people behind in life. And you know, that's it kind of, you have to have this little bit of a cold mentality, like I don't care that they're not keeping up type of shit. Like whatever, like that's on them for not keeping up.
Yeah, because
like,
it'll hold you back. It'll hold you back.
I feel like I still like let it take a toll on my mental health, you know? Like,
okay.
I don't know, I feel like I'm a genuine person. I don't know, I feel like y'all seem like y'all genuine people, and y'all obviously older than this, so it kind of like took y'all like 30 years to realize like what y'all telling us now, and we not in our 30s yet, so it's just like it's really like a hard pill to swallow, you know? Like, oh wow, you know, you just leave them behind when like, you know, this shit, they a part of this. Like that's kind of like where we like kind of like still, bro tell me all the time like fuck them, you know, but it's just like, damn bro, fuck them, you know, like I feel like I wouldn't be who I am if I didn't meet them, you know.
Well, and there's a respectful way to do it too, where it's like, because there's like that tightrope with everything, where it's like you're walking a fine line of like, you know, how do I play this right and still be respectful and still, you know, fulfill my needs. So it depends on the situation. But there's always a respectful way to like kind of distance yourself from people, or like, you know, stop hitting them back as much, or like you don't gotta hate on them, right? You don't gotta hate on them. But
there's an exit strategy.
He said don't hit it back.
You know, like
I'm busy.
Like doing things. Like you could still be respectful, but like you kind of see where they're at. Like you're like, hey. You could like test them by being like, hey, I'm doing this, and this to try to be successful. You want to come with? You want to come hustle with me? And if they keep saying no, like, I can't make it, or I'm not going to make that, or this and that, and keep giving you excuses, then it's like, all right, like you're going to stop receiving these invites, and I'm going to keep chasing what I'm chasing here.
That's kind of like where we at right now with life, you know, like with Vegas. There's a huge, y'all should come to the celebrity game, actually. It's July 6th at MLK. It starts at 2 o'clock. But now
is that a Saturday?
Yes, it's Saturday. But like now that, you know, it's like it's always a lot of input. Like, you've been doing this shit for so long, you don't have like, you know, your shit ain't in the store, and it's just like I know people stuff that's in the store that don't even get sold. So it's just like, I don't know. I feel like I'm always trying to find like the positive out of things, but it's just like
you got to.
It's like, why everybody got to be so negative? It's not like, oh, I see you doing this, let me help you do this. It's like,
it's part of the journey.
You know?
I just see it as part of the journey. If it was easy like that and everybody would be like how you would want them to be, then you wouldn't even, you feel me? Like the journey wouldn't even be the same for you. You wouldn't get the message. You wouldn't like know who to leave behind and who not to leave behind and who to keep you around and who to trust. So it's like all that kind of just plays a part. You just have to go through it. I feel like everyone goes through it. Rock bands go through it. Clothing lines go through it. Production, like everyone. Like you know what I'm saying?
It's true. It's part of the process.
It's part of the process.
The process a little bit.
You're
right. If it was easy, everyone would do it. That's the thing. Yeah. And people want it to be easy. They want the flash in the pan. Oh, I don't want to do much. I just want to get rich overnight and not put any hustle into it. And those people that do find that kind of overnight success, they end up going nowhere but down from there, right? Because they hit the top so quick that they don't know what to do with it, right? They don't know what it's like to be below that or where they're going from there. So it's like, I almost think it's better to come up humble roots, grow your product, company, business, whatever, and go through all the bullshit so that you know what to look for when you do get to the top.
Definitely.
You know, avoid all the nonsense, because the nonsense is out there. It's coming.
Yeah.
So I got two things I want to get into that's on my mind. The first thing is, I'll stick kind of with the subject that we're on right now, and the wanting to quit, and like, you know, how it's difficult and how it should be difficult. But that's one thing that whenever I talk to anybody and they're like, oh, you podcast, like, what do you talk about? I always give this, like, hey, this is what I've learned after doing 5 years of podcasting and talking with entrepreneurs and successful people and all this, is all the successful people that I've spoke to, the majority of them, because we like to ask the question, like, you know, what did you have to overcome to become successful? Like, it didn't just happen, right? And everyone has that story. And generally, there's a part in the story where they wanted to quit, like where they're like, it was like rough. They were in the most debt, or they were sleeping on couches, and like they were just trying their very best, put it all in, and it was about to fail. Yep. And then they just kept going. You know, maybe it took one more month, maybe it took a couple more weeks, but they didn't stop. They stayed in it. Yeah. So that's like one thing that I've learned, like like when you want to quit is when you need to actually like
go harder.
Yeah, buckle in. Yeah, because then that's when it's going to go down. And then, so I did want to mention that. And then the second thing I had for clothing is like brick and mortar the best way to start making profits, or is it mainly like online sales? Like, you know, how does that all work? Because I'm not familiar with like apparel and.
Really, it just kind of like depend on like your character. You know, I can't really give you like the right answer, but like marketing nowadays in this generation, definitely online is going to be your go-to. Mm-hmm. You can make a killing. The right promotion and a drop shipper, you're gonna, you feel me? You could be a millionaire, a thousandaire overnight. So it's just like really marketing, I feel like. Yeah.
And just finding the right demographic to buy the product, whether that's online, brick and mortar, if that works. Because like I watch a lot of Shark Tank, and I see a lot of apparel guys go on there, a lot. Yeah. And not all of them get deals, but a lot of them get that free advertising. Yeah. Is that something that you guys would consider, like an opportunity to go out in front of an investor or something and get that kind of promotion, whether you get a deal or not?
Hell yeah. That's something. You feel me? I feel like
always
you gotta always be prepared for opportunity. We don't know who y'all is, you know, so it's just like y'all might be a blind investor, you know, just like
you never know who you're gonna shake hands with next.
So it's just like, you know, just being prepared really. And I lack marketing though. I don't know if y'all looked at the IG. It's like that's something that I need to work on.
Oh yeah.
But for sure,
I mean, it's nonstop.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting out the trunk. You're gonna see me on Facebook. You're gonna see me on Instagram. I'm gonna throw a discount deal. I'm gonna do whatever I gotta do to get it going. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's what it takes for sure. And the online stuff's tough because it's so competitive.
Definitely.
You know, and there's all those algorithms. I'm constantly trying to be sold shit. You know, I wear cowboy boots and jeans, and they're always trying to pitch me, you know, that type of stuff. It like just becomes part of my algorithm as I scroll.
Yeah.
We're constantly being sold to. Man. So it's tough to break through that market, I feel like.
So hard.
Well, and then there's all these like scams out there too, as far as like, oh, you want to sell your stuff better, you know, here's your advertisement thing, and like, you know, they try to get you in on that.
Yeah, you get hit all the time.
Man, I don't be paying them people no mind.
Yep.
I feel like if an opportunity like that was really presenting itself to me, it's going to be in the face-to-face.
Mm-hmm.
It's true. Old school business deals.
Yeah.
Because you can't trust that. With AI and stuff now and just all the shit that's online, it's tough to trust any of it.
Definitely.
It really is.
Definitely.
Because everything sounds too good to be true.
Man.
And it usually is, right?
Yeah, especially like trying to find a vendor. Like, that is, like, the biggest scam right now.
Is trying to find a vendor?
Yeah, like, because they'll act like they doing it, and then they might not see your sample. You know, it's just like a hit and miss. So it's just networking in general. And they overseas, because I was in the city, you buying wholesale blanks, you're going to be paying more than what you need to be paying. Mm-hmm. So, like, if that was something that y'all was actually looking into, y'all definitely want to go look in some overseas manufacturers, because you're going to be paying cents on a dollar rather than paying 10 on 100.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense.
See, right now for our apparel, we're just set up with like Teespring.
Okay.
And I that's not like, if we're selling clothes professionally, I don't think that's the place.
That's not the way to go.
Yeah, I don't think that's the place to do it.
That's just hitting the easy button, having something to sell. They take most of the profit and give us a cut.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But we don't have a whole lot in that department anyway, like apparel-wise. It's just like our logo on a T-shirt and basic print. It's nothing that fancy.
Okay.
You know?
No, nothing crazy.
That's not really where the money is right now, at least in this side of the business. But it's interesting to see where the apparel market's headed. You know, we talk about brick and mortar, we talk about social media, how to advertise to people. It's constantly changing, right?
Yeah.
And like you said, you put it in music videos, which makes sense. Maybe put it on a TikTok video or something like that. It's getting new eyes on the product, right?
Yeah.
And then driving them to. Now, are you stacked with inventory? If people are like, oh, we're going to blow these guys out of inventory.
Oh, yeah, we definitely keep some inventory.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Nice. Is it super soft shirt? Is that one of the shirts?
Yeah.
Like,
this is
I
one of
can't,
the
can I
shirts.
can I feel the material? I've been like looking at it. I want to check that out. Oh, you good? Oh yeah. That's nice.
Yeah, it looks nice.
I think that's 300 GSM. But yeah.
Okay.
Nice, that's easy. Thanks, man. Appreciate
And
it.
so, like design-wise and logos and stuff, is that something that is constantly in the works as far as like what's next coming down?
Nah,
the
I'm
pipe?
not gonna lie. We actually sitting on a whole lot of designs. Like,
Oh, really?
In the vault. Really just trying to figure out like the best thing for, obviously the customers, the audience. Those wolves. We just brought those back, but that was like our first drop ever.
Okay.
And we got like so many like inquiries on it. It was just like, oh, we're gonna wait, because the Big H. I'm not sure if y'all been following it, but like this, the Big H. This is like really what sells. Like a lot of people want the H. But when it comes to like politics and street stuff, they be like, oh, well, I'll get the wolves because we know that H come from like where y'all from. So
Okay.
yeah, I'm always constantly trying to like figure something out, design something for some women, kids
Yeah.
clothes, all that. So it's just like,
It's constantly changing.
no, it's not changing. I'll keep it. I just haven't released them yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm
Keeping them
waiting
in
to
the
get.
arsenal.
Yeah, I just feel like I don't have.
Built-in anticipation.
Yeah, I don't have enough people engaged to. Oh, I'm about to drop this, and it's gonna sell out. Like
I got
see.
you.
Yeah, like a new logo or something could definitely be a loss. It's all you
That's
always
true.
taking a risk.
Yeah, you
even
don't
when
know.
you're dropping a color that you're not normally.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But
Yeah.
they do be requesting certain colors and stuff. You know what I'm saying? They be engaged, letting us know what they like and, what they don't like and stuff like that. But for the most part, like, it'll be like a one-time drop to make sure that they're paying attention and, like, to build more followers and, like, to build more audience and more eyes. But that'll be the one-time drop to get it at that price. And then you would just have to pay more to get it online since you didn't want to be paying attention.
Like you missed the drop, so it's like.
Now you got to pay full price.
Now you
Yeah,
gotta
yeah,
pay.
basically. Like,
Okay.
And that does create some excitement because like I'll even
you're getting a
get
deal.
caught up by clothing companies when like, yeah, we got the deal going on right now. I'm like, oh my god, I can't miss out on the
Can't
deal.
miss it, yeah.
So I'm trying to get that shit.
That's exactly.
Even though that the deal's gonna come out
Yeah.
again later sometimes, it's like, okay, I guess I just got
Man.
caught in the hype train.
Yeah, that's exactly.
That's
what
Caught right
consumer
in the
mind.
hype train.
Yeah. If consumers feel that they're going to save something on something that's hot, they're like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
I want to see what's going on.
Definitely.
Absolutely. It's-
So do you feel like if women wear the clothes that it helps it sell more? Or like what's the what's the
That's a good
secret?
question.
I don't know if you want to say the
That's-
secret.
That's the secret. That's the secret.
Get women to wear this.
Definitely.
Man.
Like you get an attractive woman, she gonna attract her friends.
Yep.
Men being men, they gonna be like, oh, okay, what's up with this? So it's just like, and the women will get your their men to buy it for their kids and stuff. So if you want to start anything, you definitely want to
Target the women.
target women
Yeah.
every time, especially in this generation.
Yeah.
Man.
Women have always sold product, though, I
Yeah.
feel like. That's
Man.
just the go-to.
They
it's
they
just
hold the
fatigue.
key to a lot of things.
They make things look better than they
They
are.
really do.
Man, I don't
You
know
know?
what they do.
They be doing
Yeah.
It's
it.
the devil.
They be doing it. Whatever they do.
For
Yeah.
real.
Like we've had conversations with friends where it's like, yeah, every war, every invention, anything that's ever existed that was of any worth, we did it for a woman.
Yeah.
Like we created that. Like that dude created that because he wanted a woman or something. Like
Man.
Benjamin Franklin was in his lab like with his 1,001 different inventions and shit, trying to impress a girl and shit, and that's how the light bulb was
That's
invented.
normally how it is.
It's true.
know?
It's true. That's why shit gets built. That's why we got roads,
Yeah. We got the worst roads though. I feel like
I agree
Colorado
with that.
has the worst
Man.
roads.
Yeah.
What
pretty
is going
bad.
on with that?
It's pretty bad.
It's horrible. Like, I grew up in New England, which have pretty bad roads as well. Cold winters lead to
Yeah.
bad roads, but, like, the potholes out here are just tremendous.
Crazy. I put my whole tire on the
I believe it.
highway. Yeah, it was crazy.
Recently?
Yeah.
It's horrible.
Yeah,
And they're constantly doing road work.
Yeah, that's
but
what I was like. They swear they.
I think it's a
fixing
scam.
them.
It's just a scam for those guys to get paid and sit on the job site.
Yeah, so
They doing with
the
our
county,
tax dollars.
Exactly.
Yeah, the county can keep the budget high enough to distribute
Yeah.
for the construction workers, even though they're just
They're
distributing.
never doing
to-
anything.
Yeah.
They're just sitting there eating lunch.
Yeah.
You know, the road workers. I mean, construction. You did construction, so you can probably test
have
more on the
fun,
job
so-
site. But like the road
Yeah.
guys, I just see them eating PB&Js. You know, having a soda,
Holding that stop sign.
Hanging out.
holding a stop
It
sign.
looks so tough out there on the heat today. Like I
It was
walked,
hot, yeah.
I just crossed the street today, and like the temperature increased like 5 degrees walking over the.
It was
Asphalt.
100
Asphalt,
today.
yeah.
Didn't it hit
It hit 100.
Yeah.
That's what my
It's hot.
dashboard said. Yeah.
Yeah, I was in the house all day.
I like the heat though. You guys were in Vegas. It was hot as hell out there, wasn't it?
Man, it was like
Desert heat.
107 at like 7 in the morning.
Isn't that weird? It's a weird feeling. Or like you go out at night, it's dark, and it's still like 100.
Yes.
At least it's dry heat though.
Yeah,
like not the
facts.
humid heat.
Yeah.
I don't know. I prefer the humid heat.
Do you?
Because it give you like a little, like I don't know, like moisture give you like some sort of like oxygen. You know, when
Yeah.
it's just hella dry, you just like I don't know.
It's dry. No, I
Yeah.
agree. When I'm in Phoenix, I'm just dried out like a sponge. It's
Yeah.
tough down there for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah,
But the
yeah,
humidity's
yeah.
tough too. I grew up in that shit. And they say anything over 70% humidity doesn't evaporate on your skin like sweat. So you're just sitting in like jungle rot basically
Yeah.
when it's that humid.
Yeah, that's
So
crazy.
it's, I don't know, it's rough. Dry and wet heat.
It don't even matter, huh? It's bad.
But if they were y'all's clothes,
Stay cool.
Yeah, it stays cool. It helps you
telling you,
get it
man.
out real
Yeah.
quick.
Go ahead and get you a bucket hat. You know what I'm saying? You could block
Especially
the
if you
sun.
get like one of
knock
these
off a couple
sweatsuits,
degrees.
you know, yeah.
Sweatsuits?
Yeah, it's like water resistant for real. It's kind of crazy. Like I would not be boasting for like you can pour some water that should have come like right.
Just runs right off, huh?
Yeah, like it's crazy.
That's that word to the pool.
Promo was actually in the video. Somebody had fell at that Who on the Hoop.
At
You know
the
what I'm
Who
talking
on
about?
the
Yeah.
Hoop.
Faye. Yeah, somebody had
Yeah,
fell,
he
but
does.
yeah, they got up. The all white jumpsuit was still clean. So
That was probably like the test moment
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
You're like, I've seen this work
That's
in other
that promo
areas,
video right
That was
but
there.
now
promo.
that it's the white, it's all white, of
Yeah.
course. How come I'm like the cleanest eater on the planet, but the second I put on like some light colored clothes,
I'm hit too.
yeah, all of a sudden I'm
Yeah.
spilling on myself and shit. Like,
Mustard.
yeah.
That happens to
What
me.
is up with that? Is it because I'm thinking about it?
That might be.
Is that why?
Probably.
Probably is. You're like, don't drop anything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
overthinking.
I'm just better off like
Yeah.
not thinking about it. Like I don't know how that works.
That's
It
true.
always seems to work out that way.
When you're trying to stay clean, you get messy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
No, you like
that's life.
Yeah, yeah. I was like, I went to a like, okay, I'm at work and I'm not geriatric yet. Like I'm not that old. So usually my food can make it to my mouth when I'm eating.
You don't have the shakes
Yeah,
yet?
but for some fucking reason I'm like eating these drunken noodles, and then all of a sudden like the noodle flips out, does this weird shit, like lands on my pants that I've only worn twice. It's like okay,
All in slow motion.
Mhm. Like no, but it's happening. You can't stop it.
Yeah.
And that's just kind of how it goes.
Yeah, that's life in the big city.
You know? But hydrophobic is pretty cool.
Yeah.
How that works, like the water beads up and rolls off of it.
Literally, that's exactly what
Yeah.
happens. Yeah, it's crazy.
I mean, it's worth it. So, where do you see the clothing company moving in the next couple years? Like, do y'all have like a business, like 5-year business plan? Or are you looking at it like that at all?
Shit. We plan on opening up shop in Vegas first. For
Okay.
real. Like, nothing against the city, but it's not like cultivated. There's not no, I don't know. I feel like there's not enough love. Like once you surpass somebody doing something,
Mm-hmm.
they don't show the love. You know, once they feel like you got it figured out, they just stop. You know,
Here in Denver?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they just watching you. So it's just like make that move out of state, because every time we go out of state, it's always like, you know, that
More
saying
love.
strangers is gonna get you rich for sure. So it's just
Good
like
point.
go out there and then come back to the city, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and do it. So
I
that's
feel like
definitely the 5-year plan.
how it is yo, people, they like, while you're going through it and going through the motions in your journey and stuff, like, they'll see it and they'll probably like, you feel me, feel like you ain't gonna succeed and make it as far as you do, while somebody who doesn't see what you have been going through, you know what I'm saying, and they just give you like some genuine like love and support. And it's just like once everybody else kind of supports you, like, and really, you feel me, rocking with you, like the city just gonna fall in line. Like they be following and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like trendy. Like they gonna do what everybody else doing.
That makes sense. That does
Kind of
make
becoming
sense.
like an influencer almost.
Yeah.
Setting the tone for this is the standard, this is the fashion, this is what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, and because I see what you're saying though, because people saw it from nothing and they didn't believe it when it started.
Man.
And then so they, even though it's grown, they still don't want to believe it. But now that it's grown, it's getting bigger. When somebody sees it for the first time, they're like, okay, these guys got their feet underneath them. Like, they don't even have that first impression.
Yeah.
And then so they're more likely to give you a chance. That's kind of like how you're looking at it.
Yeah.
Basically now, for
On
sure.
the support way. But we do got some supporters that's been there with us, like, from the ground, from the mud, like, and they keep up on the drops and they ask questions and they're engaged. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, for the most part, it's really just like the people that's looking in from the outside that has no idea what they're actually. You know what I'm saying? Like when you go and you go see something that kind of caught your eye, like you're engaged in it. You know what I'm saying? You get to asking your questions and you want to know about it. But it's just like if you already knew about it and you looked at it and was like, oh yeah, I seen that. You know what I'm saying? You probably just gonna keep walking.
That
Yeah,
does
that's
make
a good
sense.
point.
Yeah.
And so Vegas seems to be a pretty good landing spot, huh?
I
For
mean,
that.
I done been everywhere
Perfect.
and he done been everywhere.
Perfect.
Took it
There
everywhere.
and the West Coast. Of course,
West Coast.
yeah.
How about Texas? You guys seen the Texas
Been to
market?
Houston.
Been to
too, yo.
Texas.
Texas has a good
there.
market.
I went to Houston with like some small ass sizes though, and it was like, where,
Everything's bigger
where
in
the
Texas.
2X?
You know me,
You know, I
they-
was
what
like, oh,
Yeah, they like the barbecue down there.
yeah. So, but yeah, we definitely plan on like taking this to a state
Yeah.
each month for the rest of the year. That's the goal.
Okay.
Bringing it to a new market.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Cause I'm like not a social person. I don't know why, but it's like so hard for like people to like approach me. I don't know if it's the tattoos or like I don't know, but it's just like in another state, I'm loose, you know. It's just like I don't care if you don't like, you know. I'm still gonna push it to you.
Yeah.
I feel like out here they like, oh, well, he's like this, he's this way, like. You know, we know he's moody and he feels some type of way, so it's just like I'd rather just push it everywhere else.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's working, stick with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes getting away is the way to do it. You know,
Definitely.
getting away from that comfort zone, that backyard kind of approach. Let's take it to another market and see how it does.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of people do that,
Yeah.
whether it's in the beverages, music, you name it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you hear enough noise in one area and you're like, all right, let's go see what kind of noise we could make happen over here.
Yeah, that's where, yep, definitely.
And I do kind of feel, you know, I'm a Colorado native, and I feel growing up here that it is kind of like cliquey. Like there's like groups
Yeah.
here in Colorado, and everyone, like the collaboration, and this was more in music. There's been more love and like open arms with podcasting, but even with podcasting, like I feel like there's kind of like
They still be hating.
like
on
there's
it.
like shade and like, oh, like, you know, you're not you don't we don't want to include you or like collab, like it's
Yeah.
kind of, and like it's up to us to like break that,
Yeah.
because we've invited a lot of podcasters onto our show, but we don't really get invites. We've
Right.
had a couple from some people, so it's like, where's the love at?
Yeah.
You know, and it's kind of interesting how that works. And then going to a new city, like there's a new energy there. But so out of all the different places, you're saying Vegas is like kind of like the spot.
I've been out there like I've been out there so many times. I feel like I can only say that just because of like the experience that I got. But it's really like every state that I go to, it give me hope. Like I ain't never been to a state and was discouraged and felt like they wasn't feeling it. Like so, it's just Vegas definitely for sure, because everybody got their own like literally they got their own taste, they got their own vision, they know what they want to do. So it's just like shit to see another entrepreneur or whatever, like, you know, really feeling like what I'm pushing, it just make me feel like 10 times better, you know.
Well, in Vegas, you get a big tourist market too, right?
Yeah.
Everyone's in town for the weekend from somewhere
Everyone's
else.
in town.
Everybody
It's a
out
big
there.
melting pot.
Yeah.
So it's like a big place for everything to collaborate and come together. You know, and get a little fucked up after dark if you choose.
all night. Fremont, y'all been out there?
I try to stay away from Vegas. I got gambling and alcohol problems, so
Oh,
it's
yeah.
not the best place for me. But I'll go out there
You
for an
been to
event.
Vegas?
I've only driven through. I've had like some of the tacos.
Yeah, you gotta
so
go.
no, I have to go like hang out and actually do it one time.
Yeah,
Slide.
for sure.
Slide. I recommend it.
the
for
food,
sure.
the
Yeah.
nightlife. Yeah,
Yeah, even
They
even
don't
if
go
you're
to
like
sleep.
yeah.
you,
They be up.
got you up all night.
Man, they be up. They don't go to sleep.
They don't
Yeah.
go to sleep. The city that doesn't sleep.
It's just happening out there.
Man, yeah, for real.
Well, it's awesome to have the two of you on here. We definitely want to, you know, boost everything that we can. Where and we'll include all this in the show notes, like you were saying in the
Yeah.
beginning. But where can everybody find all like the websites, all the Instagrams, all that?
Shit, humble and hungry _ clothing on IG. Humble and Hungry Clothing on Facebook, and then it'll be www.humble-and-hungry.com.
Okay.
And then you can find me on all platforms at Swerve_straight.
Yeah, and let's plug the hip hop too, like all your stuff.
All right, you can find me on. You stream me on any all platforms and shit. Hit Avasi. You can find my Instagram is like Hit a 2-piece. My Facebook is Hit a Big 2, and I got Twitter, and it's all pretty much the same. I think Hit Avasi. Yeah, all on that. YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Everything.
Okay.
Awesome.
It should be pretty easy to find because I already got you guys dialed in Instagram, so we'll go through and find all that, make sure it's included. See if we could get a little boost happening here.
Yeah.
Let's get it shaking.
In the Denver scene, support some people that are out here getting it, making a better life for themselves, and not only that, but helping people look fresh.
Man,
Yeah, facts.
you feel me?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Get some gear, man. Y'all got to get in there.
We'll have to get some gear and wear it on the pod.
Man,
Yeah.
hey,
Rip that.
What size do y'all wear?
For real.
I'm like
large.
I'm large.
Large, yeah.
We'll wear your stuff
You
on
got
there.
stuff right now?
Yeah, I do actually.
Okay.
He's coming prepared.
Okay.
Yeah.
I might have to go look at the inventory in the trunk, see
Okay.
see what we got out there.
Yeah, definitely
real,
appreciate
appreciate it.
y'all in this opportunity, man. If y'all want to come, show face, man, voice who y'all is, man. Y'all come tap in that Discussion Combustion.
Hell yeah.
You feel
You
me?
know what I'm saying? Shout out Discussion Combustion. You know what I'm saying? Having us here. Really appreciate it for sure.
Thank y'all, man, for real.
Hell yeah. Well, not everybody wants to get on the mic, and really our thing here is, and look, I'm gonna just be honest. You seemed a little shy when I first met you.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I was like, you have like an honest energy,
Mm-hmm.
and you're working on like promoting your own shit. You're even rocking it, and that's the people we want to get involved with. Is like, because that's the thing is like, if we can show people that, it takes work. We have to show up. We have to believe in ourselves. Quiet out the noise. Stay focused. Keep working. Like, anyone can create an energy. Anyone can create something that is better than the 9-to-5, right?
Definitely.
Than just checking the boxes. And like, I got a 9-to-5 too. But like, this is what we do to like keep my passion and energy alive.
Yeah.
And whenever I see people doing that, I like to give them an opportunity to come on here and talk about it. And I think we'll get some new life coming in.
Yeah,
We'll get some new life coming into it.
Let's
Keep the hustle going for sure.
for sure.
We can all help each other grow and push each other. That's what it's about.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's take this down. We'll get you guys back on for sure. We like to do repeat guests. You
Okay.
guys are in the wheelhouse. We'll check in. 6 months to a year from now.
All right.
Get you back on for another visit. Maybe do come to one of the events or something and collab a little bit.
Yeah.
The
Slide.
Something
Come,
like that.
come,
possibilities
come.
are endless for sure. So
Exactly.
Come, for sure.
right on. Well, thanks for making time to come out and hang out with us.
Man,
Thanks for having us.
You
For
bet.
sure.
You bet. We're going to get on out of here. Everything's down in the show notes down below, guys. Thanks for your continued support. We'll see you on Happy Friday tomorrow. Be good to yourselves.
You deserve it, and definitely check out Humble and Hungry apparel, clothing. They're killing it out there. Thanks for tuning in.
Let's go.